logistics still. So returning to our research guide, Business Source Complete is obviously another business-focused database in it, and it is on a different platform than these two, ABI Inform and Advanced Technologies and Aerospace, but it works much the same way, so I won't get into that one. I will point out for your research, to the extent that it focuses on the business side of things, the AXN online factbook is very useful, as it shows data from major airports on food and beverage, so sort of on the retail side. So that can be useful for that sort of information. And then here we've purchased the Airports Council International Reports, and the first two are really industry focused and particularly by geographical area. All right, so it's not going to mention particular airlines or particular airports. So it's more sort of a bigger picture of the airline and airport industry. But the second two links, the World Airport Traffic Report and the traffic data set, those two have more specific information to airlines and airports. So if you're looking to see what YVR turned over as far as traffic last year, these two reports are where you would look for that. Now, having said all that, if you are working on a project where you have to get some specific information about an airport, particularly a smaller airport, if you're looking at a small regional airport in the interior that you have to write about or talk about in a presentation, these resources that I've shown you might have a couple of things, but really you're going to want to go to the airport's homepage. And sometimes the airport homepage, it's such a small airport that it's just a tab or something actually on the town's web page. All right. And they usually have, in my experience, they usually have all the information that you require for your assignment. But I also think that if you reach out to them and contact them, they are actually pretty responsive. So if you go through their material online and you're not finding what you're looking for, reach out to them. It's actually a good excuse to make a contact in the industry. Be very professional, and they'll probably come back to you with a lot of great information, and actually probably a lot more than they would usually even put on a public website if you're lucky. So yeah, do reach out to those folks. So let's explore the rest of the subject guide. I'm not going to go over the new at ATC library. I'd urge you to, though. We do try to keep it up to date with the latest videos and books that come in, but I'm just going to go straight to books and more. Now, we've already done a search from the Getting Started page, so I'm not going to explore the first search box again. It's sort of the same deal. I mentioned that downloading ebooks can vary. The procedure varies depending on the platform that you're faced with. If it's an EBSCO ebook, here's I've got some instructions here for how you would do that. It's a little bit complicated because you actually have to create an account with EBSCO to do it, but it's not too bad. And of course, for BCIT students, it's free, and then you would have any of the titles that you want on your device for a certain amount of time. We have a list of other ebook platforms, but most of them would come up in a search anyway under first search. So there's actually no reason to delve into these individually unless you're really not finding something in through first search. So here under the search by box, I've got two tabs. The call numbers tab really is only important when you're on campus and looking for the general location on the shelves of books. So we organize, it's related to the subject matter, and the call number is the alphanumeric code, which sort of tells you where this subject is on the shelf. Not so relevant when you are looking at e-resources, but our subject headings tab has books, including ebooks, sorted by subject. So, for example, airplanes piloting, I go there and you can see that we've got 68 titles under that subject area. And that includes, as you can see, the first one is a DVD, and we've got some books showing up, lots of videos, and so on. So you would explore that to find some books. If you wanted to narrow this by ebook, all right, you would click on Limit Search. From our Limit Sort Search page, we can actually narrow it down to ebooks in particular. So I'm just going to scroll down. I think it's the last link. Yeah, here it is, ebook. And we don't have any. So, but, and that sometimes happens where we've actually been, until very recently with COVID, a lot of our material is print only, but not only. But not only. So it's worth actually checking to see if we've got the ebook for sure. So let's go to our journals and databases tab. Again, we do have, so under the journals box, we have a list of print journals, which are actually physically in the library. More relevant for you right now are the e-journals. And following these, you can keep up to date on current news in your industry. I've linked to some web newsletters as well. And scrolling down further, we've got some more key databases. Many of them maybe more on the business side of things rather than flight operations. And then some search tips down below. Most of our resources are available off campus. There are a few that are still just based on campus, but most of the stuff that you will want access to is actually available through the library and your MyBCIT credentials. So let's take a look at our videos page on our Airlines in Flight / our Airport Operations Subject Guide. There are two main boxes on this page. One has the library videos. Most interesting for you would be the tabs under the streaming videos. We have a number of streaming collections, and some of them would have some good stuff on airline operations and so on. The second box is the web video collections, which I've been picking out over the years. And there are, as you can see, there are 5 tabs. I think the most interesting for you would be the video collections under Airport Flight. Aviation Training Network has some really good videos in it. And the other ones are worth checking out as well. And my personal favorites are the two here, the first and the third one. Seem to have a lot of crashes in them, which seems to be a bit of a morbid fascination of mine. But check out these other ones as well. There's some good stuff in there. So that's pretty much it for the subject guide. That's just a very general overview. Probably the best way to get help is to contact Hager or myself. I've put the contact details on the screen here. It's hagertoy@bcit.ca. That's HAGAR_TOY. And she can be reached at 604-419-3774. And you can contact me at jverbeem@bcit.ca. That's JVERBWM. and my phone number is 604-453-4042. Thanks for watching.